Today, we'll be launching a student-based app, which is especially for food technology and interdisciplinary science students. We are running this app launch event under the title Bridging the Industry and the Academia Gap Through Technology with an app called TooTLabs. And this event is a curtain raiser event. So we are conducting this on July 26, 2022 in this evening, 4 o'clock. Let me take you to this app launch event. So I have a very warm welcome to the keynote speakers. I would like to introduce Dr. Usha Anthony ma'am, Dean of College of Fish Nutrition and Food Technology, which is under the Tamil Nadu Dr. J. Jayalalitha Fishery University. And I would like to welcome Dr. Suman from the industry, as well as he's being the keynote speaker of interesting student programs, and he's a senior researcher and management professional for 20 years of experience, and he'll be addressing the students. Next, we would like to welcome our senior most executive director of Protein Foods and Nutrition Development Association of India, Professor Dr. Jagdish Pai. Hello, sir. And also to the viewers and the audience, and as well as to the professors, assistant professors from all over India, those who are watching from Microsoft Teams as well as through our YouTube live. I welcome you all to this app launch event. Hope everybody could see the screen. So let us move on first, like who we are. We are first is a business research and a consultant organization specialized in additives, ingredients for food and drink industry. We also deal with fine chemicals, pharmaceutical and intermediates. We have a professional food technologies who's working with us. And first is a market research and consultancy firm operating in India for over a decade and provides food and beverage consultancy services along with industry platforms such as events, conference, and academic outreach programs. First is the Business Associate of Girac, which is located in Geneva, Switzerland, which is a global market research and a consulting organization in food and beverage ingredients. And we have combined knowledge of more than 50 years of experience in this field. First invites the student of Pan India to conduct an academic outreach activity. Before that, we have a competence right from the level of supporting the industries across the value chain from agro business to the end product companies. Moving on, this is our academic outreach division where we have the caliber to reach over the pan-Indian academia. We have the support of over 210 plus universities, which has been expanded with the departments of 330 plus departments. And to special mention the mentors who's supporting us a lot to make this event a successful one. More than 1,300 mentors were supporting us, and we are creating an impact more than 10,000 students every year. And these are all the road shows that we conducted in different universities for our previous academic outreach programs. We move around all over Indian top universities, and these are all the pictures that you could see. And these are all the programs that we are very well known about. And even some universities recognize us and our academic outreach work in their brochures. So this is one of the programs that we conducted, and we were well known for the Nutri-Scholars Award program. And this year also we are hoping to launch one. Now I'd like to introduce our honorable speakers. First, I'll go with Dr. Usha Anthony ma'am. She's the Dean of College of Fish Nutrition and Food Technology under Tamil Nadu Dr. J. Jayalalitha Fisheries University. And she's a former professor of Center for Food Technology at my university. She specialized in food technology and her majors are from food and nutritional science. And she has a special experience in millet fermentation. Sorry to interrupt. So more than 35 years of experience and guided many doctoral students and during her academic journey, and she holds 4 patents under dairy probiotic formulations and millet fermentation application. And ma'am will be sharing her views on how this student academic outreach initiative has gone. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. At the outset, good evening to one and all present at this meeting, and my greetings to Dr. Pai as well as Dr. Suman and the organizers who have decided to launch this program, which I think this app, which I think is very much the need of the hour, because all of us are using Android phones, and to get information and to be able to connect and link up with people is a significant part of our professional life, and many a times even for personal purposes. Now, the food industry is very much on the rise to the upper curve, in the sense that we are expecting the growth of the industry at a tremendous rate, at least in our country, because of various reasons, because of the developments which are happening, because of the population, because of the urbanization, and the opening up of various sectors. And food is fundamental to all of us. I mean, there is no need to overemphasize that at all. But at the same time, capacity building in terms of the courses which we have in food science and technology or allied fields is also increasing. But the important need to connect academia with industry is very, very significant today, because if the industry needs to use the expertise of people who are getting qualified from these various institutions all over India, then it's important that this bridge has to be made to overcome the gap which exists now. We have academic curricula which train us in certain in the fundamentals in that respective domain, in this case, food science, food engineering, food technology, etc. But the academic, actual requirements in real time for the industry tend to be little different. And since food is complex and each food is unique, the kind of processing lines which we have for each of them is also different, but certain basic skills are required. And we all know that even when we teach in colleges, universities, etc., nothing like something which comes from the horse's mouth, in the sense that when we have guest speakers coming over from industry with industrial experience, or when some of the faculty go and train in industry, then it makes a lot of difference in our ability to communicate various important aspects of the subject. And for the stakeholders, all of us are stakeholders, whether we come from academics or from the industry, all of us are consumers too, so we are stakeholders. And the long chain to which the food is subjected from the point of cultivation till it reaches our plate, there are various things which need to happen, and industry plays a significant role because we're all interested in having the safe food and quality food. And this is where the bridge between the industry and academia is so significant, because the industry has some expectations and certain skill sets which they require. And many a time, as an academician, I've known people contact me and ask me for CVs of students who have passed out, and sometimes the skills we are not able to give them their requirement, and many a time they have to train the students after they get there. So when it is possible for us to bridge this gap, then it becomes easier for students to meet the requirements of industry, and for the industry to ask for specific requirements, because there could be requirements in terms of the actual processing, there could be in terms of quality control, or we can even have from regulatory bodies like FSSAI or other, or even for export purposes. So bridging this gap, when students go for internship for significant periods of time, this helps both the student as well as the industry. And many a time for this, it's the testing waters when we are able to bridge the gap, and faculty as well as students are able to go and spend some time in the industry, or when industry people come and teach at universities and colleges. It makes a lot of difference because we're able to understand each other's needs and therefore work towards a common goal, because the common goal for all of us is to make sure that adequate food, which is safe and which is of high quality, is available. And I have found in my almost 35, 40 years of experience, I'm sure Dr. Pai will agree with me, as will Dr. Suman, that in spite of having the best students, many a time we do not expose them sufficiently to the industrial scenario. Then the application of their knowledge to the real-time problems always seems to be wanting. And this can be bridged if we have a forum, or if we have various fora which are able to facilitate the link between academia and industry. The potential for humans which we have in a domain, in a particular domain, in this case food technology, is very high. We have so many colleges. I'm sure First MR has a whole list of them, or at least the entire list of various colleges which offer undergraduate and postgraduate studies or diploma courses. And the syllabus is, although the basics are taught, the kind of exposure they get to industry is varied. And so when we are able to bridge this gap, or at least when we are able to understand each other's needs as in terms of the requirements of today, because the world is dynamic, things are changing, the requirements are also changing in terms of the space and time context. So when the curricula can be updated, especially with respect to their practical experience, as well as the theory requirements, and now we have interfaces with respect to IT, AI, and online checking, all these, and visual imaging is playing a very important part. So to what extent these new techniques or technologies can help the industry, and if the industry needs to be helped, capacity building have to be exposed. So I feel that this is a very attempt launching done. Students and faculty will have access to the industry, and the industry will be supportive of the activities as per the requirement and with the changing times. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your words. And those were the valuable points where you said the forum and the what you call the students who are brighter in the academics should also know about the real time. What is the industrial scenario? What is the troubleshooting happening? What is the trend that is going on in and around the industry? And they should also, an industry as well as the academy should also get updated based on like sharing the knowledge between the academia and as well as the food industry. And we find this is an opportunity for us to connect with the both the Indian academia and the food industry, so that this gap can be filled up with the latest technologies. And yes, the bright student has to be put up onto the stage so that the food industry as well as the academia thrives with a good sustainable way. Thank you, ma'am. And next, I would like to call upon Dr. Suman to share his views on this initiative. Hello, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Kishore, for this opportunity to speak today. This is a great occasion where actually this is, I think, one of the first of its kind phone-based application which is being launched today, and it's a big change, because once you have it on your cell phone, which is like your DNA now for the students as well as everybody, your information access is easy, and so it's very accessible to almost everybody there. Now, at the very outset, I would like to thank first Starch Forum for to launch such a beautiful initiative by launching an app which will help, which will help students, teachers, industry specialists, and in general the whole STARS fraternity to connect the dots around the main topics and work streams news about the recent developments in industry innovations, academic research in the biotic areas of food materials and food technology. It's also important for the students to understand the regulatory changes what are happening around the industry, and so this app will help them as a quick reconner for what are the current changes happening in the industry. Now it also I have gone through the app, and I've also gone through the app. And I have seen that it has actually captured a lot of information around what are the conferences and other happenings which are there in the food industry, around food industry, what are the new innovations, technologies and other things. So it's a great opportunity for the students to stay updated and have easy access to all the informations which are there, what is happening around the world in the field of innovation and technology around food science. So I would like to add also one thing is what are the expectations from the students in food industry? Way back in 2007, when I joined Unilever Foods, I was amazed by the type of innovations around food technology which happens there. Now, interestingly, when we are students in institutes and universities, we hardly have any idea about how things happen in the industry. And so once you're there, you are in a big ocean, and you struggle and you find your way to learn new things and then apply them in your day-to-day activities. But interestingly, these type of initiatives will bring students to industries, and thus it will help in actually breach that gap, and they will be well prepared much ahead of time and understand how things are happening in the industry. This type of initiative will also help them be updated about what are the new innovations and food technologies which are being introduced in the sorry, just hold on. Yeah, so I think that will be this also will help the students understand how things are happening in the industry. To the students, I think you will have a lot of tools and information around, but I think one message from me to the students is that, and this is from my learning in the industry as well as when I am now in academia, is that there are three important elements which are required to be successful in the industry. Whatever is the category of the industry, but it's very important to have these three criteria. One is you have to be very curious about what is happening, and this tool will help you get a lot of information about which you can become curious about what is happening in the area of foods, what is the challenge which the world is going to face in the coming 10 years around food, and how the sustainability development plan is helping counter those challenges. Secondly, you have to be courageous to know and gather more knowledge in order to help you use that knowledge which you have gathered in application areas. And it should not be just bookish knowledge. You have to set out and create prototypes. You have to create some things which you can feel, touch, feel, and taste. And thus it's very important to apply those that knowledge into practice. And in order to do that in a differentiated way, you have to be creative. So creative in the sense, unless you are creative in your deliveries of the technology or the innovation, it will not be differentiated from others. And thus you will not get a intellectual property out of it. And hence it will be again me too, and it will not add value to the ecosystem. So you have to be curious, courageous, and also creative in order to bring in the best out of yourself and to the industry. I think that's the message which I want to bring. Those who are working in the area of food, I think the organoleptic properties are very important. How it tests, how it feels, how is the sensory, how is the texture, and how is the smell, and everything taken together. You can build beautiful 360-degree solutions around food technologies in future. I wish all the best to FIRST for launching this program, and also wish all the students that they should use it and get the best benefit out of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Simmons. Sir, we would like to take those three valuable points, the three C's that you have mentioned: the curious, courageous to get knowledge, and also be creative. I hope the students will take this message and also the 360-degree view of how to get into this real-time industrial happenings while we are studying. So definitely this would be a message being carried forward to all the students in the Indian academia, and we hope the students will have the beneficiaries of what the purpose of the app is meant for. Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to introduce the most senior person of this food industry and as well as the Indian academia, Professor Dr. Jagdish Pai. He's being the Executive Director of Protein Foods and Nutrition Development Association of India. And he's being a very immense speaker all around this year. He has been seeing the time lapse of the food industry as well as the Indian academia, how things have come from the beginning and how the things are now. And I would like to call upon Dr. Pai. We are humbly requesting to have a word about this TooTLabs app. Hello, sir.
Thank you, Kishore, for your kind words. Let me also thank FIRST for inviting me along with these eminent speakers, Dr. Usha Anthony and Dr. Suman Majumdar. So I'm very lucky and pleasantly, happy to be with you. Now, I was planning to say something which has already been talked about by the earlier speakers. Of course, we are all going to say similar things because we have similar backgrounds and we are talking about the similar things. Fine, no problem. Let me, at the fear of repeating some of the things, I hope I don't repeat too many. Let me say a few things. Now, I'm very happy to see that FIRST and Jirac have come up with this beautiful idea of this app, which is going to be extremely useful to the students of food technology. Now, long time that we could interact. We used to have a factory visit We also had 2-month factory internship or training, wherein we worked in a factory. I was in a biscuit factory, and we got a lot of valuable information, and that is where we learned that what our teachers are teaching us. Of course, it's all valuable, very useful, but it's not complete. What you require is finished my studies, I became a teacher of food technology. When I taught, I found that the textbooks that we had were at least 5 to 10 years older than what the current knowledge is, and it is very difficult to catch up because people have to spend time to write, and also there are certain sensitive informations that are available with industry they are not going to part with, so they have to somehow gather the information. By the time it is published in the form of a textbook, it is already probably a little old, because industry is marching, or the technology is marching much faster than the publishers can. So there has always been a little gap. Of course, there are the postgraduate students who would read some of the research magazines and the trade magazines. They would have some information that would trickle down, which will be a little more recent compared to the textbooks. But still, majority of the teachers haven't been working in industry, although quite a few of them have some project or the other. And as Dr. Usha said, many of them would go to industry for interaction. There were many who were consultants to industry. So that way, there would be a lot of interaction. Now, the student number has also increased. There are large number of colleges and universities all over India in food technology. Even larger growth has taken place in the industry, right from small cottage industry to multinationals running the factories in various locations, and such explosion of the number of people and the number of products, as well as number of places or manufacturing units that have come, it is becoming a little difficult to keep a track of what is happening. So something like TooTLabs is going to be extremely useful, even though there are associations like AFST, uh, Association of Food Scientists and Technologists. They're doing their job. They're bringing academicians and the industry people together, but still that is not enough because they can't meet every now and then. So this particular app is going to be extremely useful. I have gone through that app. There are news items. There are various interesting things like quiz and uh, other things. There are opportunities for contests. There are opportunities for interaction with the industry people. When I was a teacher, I used to invite some of the industry people, some of our past students, to come and talk to the students. That would help them tremendously. I think Dr. Anthony also made a mention, Dr. Suman made a mention that, this kind of interaction helps and students really look forward to this. So I really admire and thank First MR and Jirac for putting together this extremely useful app, and it is going to be so useful to not only the students. I think industry also will be benefiting because they will get the best of students coming to them and interacting with them. So I wish the students as well as this app all the best. And I thank MR and Kishore for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable words and blessings, and hope the students have imagined like how difficult on those days to get interact with the industry, and how difficult students are when we are studying and when we are coming out of the college or university. The actual scenario was different. So we could understand how the technology has facilitated things now to get interactive with the industry as well as the academia. So we want this opportunity to be handled in very care and as well as with the knowledge and expertise that we have. And thank you for special mentioning this initiative, sir. And not wait further, we'll take with all your blessings. We are about to launch the app, sir.
everyone. I am Priyanka Sharma. I am Jyoti Singh. I am Samiksha Pawar. I am Rakshanda Param. And this is Swati Macha. We are from the team Freeze and Joy Ice Bomb. We are the students of Guru Nanak Khalsa College Autonomous, Matunga, Mumbai. Thank you, Mike, first for providing us with this opportunity during this pandemic situation as well. We are thankful that you provided us with the mentorship and infrastructure for us to complete. Thank you.
To be very honest, we all wanted to participate in all these sorts of competitions to gain experience and taste a different sort of a flavor in the midst of our schedule. And rightly so, when the results were declared and we were selected of convenient and nutritious breakfast, we were given an additional push to work together and excel further in the near future. Thank you so much.
And with this, I would like to call upon Mr. Vignesh, our CEO of First, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Hi, am I audible firstly?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kishore. And on behalf of the First team, I would like to extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed panel of chief guests. We had Dr. Ushant Neeman, Dr. Suman Majumdar, and Dr. Jagdish Pai sir, each of them sharing some amazing perspectives and insights on the importance of such a technology platform, which will be useful to the student community, whether they are food science, food technology, biotech, biochemistry, so typically the sciences students. And we firmly believe that we have taken as much inputs from the students and from the industry on how and what additional features we can work towards enhancing this. I know this is just the start, and we are definitely working towards adding more layers to this. Once again, I would like to extend the warm thanks to the esteemed panel of guests we had with us. They had some amazing perspectives, and I'm very sure it would be useful to the students and to the students who are the future of tomorrow. Thanks again. We really hope this will add value to you, and it will be a very important arsenal in your future for tomorrow. So with that, we invite you to join us in the journey of TooTLabs, and we look forward to sharing more interesting updates over and above. With that, I would thank all of you who joined this session and enjoyed it. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mr. Vignesh, and thank you all, and special thanks to the keynote speakers and professors and all over Pan-India, the students who are there to support us, and as well as the mentors who are already supporting us in this academic outreach programs. And we request you to give your same support and blessings to this TooTLabs. And also we would like to hear from you different experience, how this app is serving you better, and if there are any flaws, you can just contact us anytime. We are ready to fix it and deliver you the best. Thank you all for joining. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.